Hi guys, welcome to Radioactive Sound Studios. This will be my update studio tour lab for 2023. Uh, Hope y'all guys had a good one, good New Year's and all that kind of good stuff, and happy recording. I just want to briefly show y'all some changes I made to the actual studio. So I actually got that rack up and running too also, that 5.1 rack, and I also added some sidecar um, analog devices on the left hand and the right hand side. As you can see, my VCR is over there at the bottom. I'm using that now to come back into the system, and it's going to be coming back on the console. So I use that for mastering too also. So it's a lot of big changes I've done since I started to rewire and do everything over again for the new year and my new setup workspace. And this is a overall new workflow for me because I had to relocate the subwoofer and add some more lighting and some other pads, so everything kind of worked out pretty good. So it's actually pretty cool. I did some Meteor theme work on my bed too also. I added some throw pillows, extra subwoofers, and my Nectar P6 and Boss BR864 and a cable bin, and I added the rack to the left hand side and had everything patched in on all the subgroups. So guys, let's give you a little tour of how we got everything already plugged up. So we got the Boss BR8. I normally use this for my track arrangements and sequencing and all that kind of good stuff, and right now she's full because I do a lot of tracks. The tracks you hear in the background is what I'm working on now, my Dark Melodies EP. But I'd like to keep my Boss BR8 next to me because when I'm standing up on the microphone, I just kind of want to just, work the controllers right here so I can actually record myself digital right here. So it's the best of both worlds, digital and analog. So I got the 8-channel snake already wound up already, engaged up. But before I get there, let's talk about some of the cabling that I do have. Most of the cables I have is all pig hog and Hoser cables. I did end up relocating the subwoofer, and I added a isolator on it, which is pretty cool. And the rack is all set up and looking pretty badass. I'm gonna move that power brick at the top for the LA320. I'm gonna put it down on the other side right there. So I did some good changes to the rack system, and she's pretty much working out pretty good. I normally master with the 1066, but I got the Chameleon Lab 7721 stereo VCA bus compressor also overall for the entire subgroup, and it's also a compressor that I kind of choose when I'm actually in the DAW, so I route out to that. At the top is the 7603 mic preamp by Chameleon Labs. It's our baby brother, and those two work well for what I need to have done. And on that I also put the Loudon Audio LA320. The Alesis 3630s are used for my limiting, and sometimes I use it for some kind of signals that I want shut off at a particular track, maybe a snare over here, whatever. The DBX 166, I normally use that for voiceovers and my podcasting, which is pretty cool. And so far she's looking badass. And everything at the top, the patch bay and two maximizers will be worked out later on, so I just got them at the top. So predominantly pretty cool. And then this is my Series Black LA320 microphone by Loudon Audio. This is my go-to microphone. This is all I predominantly use. So I pretty much got everything all set up. So let's take a look at the console. What can I say about this one? So many. Thank y'all guys for all the like and support. Don't forget, guys, to click that like button and subscribe to my channel if you're new. And click that notification bell so you get notified whenever I do a video. So this is the Yamaha MGP 32X mixing console, which is my all-time fixed mixing console. Below that is my Nectar P6. I did add the monitors all set up too also, which is pretty cool. Added some extra monitors to it. And over here, like I was telling y'all guys, I added a my favorite VHS, which I had since I was in high school, and I normally master through that. So all I do is pop a tape in, and there she goes. Of course, can't go nowhere without my Zengo and Loop Audio. And then I added the monitors to the side too also, which is pretty cool. So I'll get to the console in just a second. I added some bass traps to the corner too also, which helps out really good. And then I did a tower all the way to the top, 5.1. Added some padding to the corner top, bass trap in the corner there. Had all the cabling done. So it sounds really good, especially that 5.1 channel. That really sounds badass, especially listen to it in digital. Oh man, it was totally a badass. So yeah, I'm so glad I took the time to rewire and move things around. That's the funny thing about when you're doing studio remodeling and rewiring. You just move one thing and it just sends you into a frenzy. So I pretty much got everything all wired up, and I did the bed over again. Nice throw pillows. And then in the corner, I added another bass trap on that side, which is pretty cool. Y'all also know I do my media too also. So I added an extra shelf. And then I added another monitoring system in the back. This is also 5.1 routed out back to the rack that I just showed y'all guys. Everybody knows I'm a huge Night of the Living Dead fan. So this is my big George Romero Night of the Living Dead poster, along with the second rack that's on that opposite end corner. Okay guys, so when it comes to my hybrid mixing setup, I'm running digital and analog both together. And for me, it's pretty much the type of workflow that I kind of want to have going on. Now, those two channels right here, you see, basically, like I explained in my last videos, these 8 channels are going out to the interface. These last 2 channels right here coming in back from the VCR, which is on these 2 channels right here. So that's coming in from that VCR right there, back to these 2 channels. Any inputs that I normally have, I go all the way across. That's computer playback 1, and this is computer playback 2. This is my effects returns, these 2, and this is my iPad matrix out. These 2 are for the DBX 1066. This is for the Drama 1972 mic preamp. This one is for the DBX 166. This is for that subwoofer I was telling you about on the opposite end. So I do have it in mono and I do have it in stereo. Right now she's carrying a full load, so I got her out of mono. This is the main stereo feed for the entire group, and the compressor is set on to multi-band, and she's active. This is my entire analog section for this entire console. Everyone that's in yellow are all onboard compressors. Over here you see you don't have any because these are the analog channels. Now over on the BR8, I have it already set up already. So what I do is I'll press this play button, and you'll see it come over to these 2 channels right here. And let's bring up the volume on. Oops, so I got this for the VCR. We have to come over here. That's on auxiliary. So let's bring the signal back in. All right, guys, so just like any other digital analog console, you have to pretty much set everything up. So, all right, so I got it all set up. Let's go ahead and bring her out. And as you can see, she's coming in over here. So this will be computer playback. This is the other track I've done already. So let's bring it up. Those are my drums. Let's go back over to the mashing side. Alright. Let's put some bass on that. Now we're going to route that over to the 1066. You can hear that? And that's where it's going at, over to the 1066. So she's already routed out. So what I do is I'll just slide on down. Normally I just make my adjustments over here, so that way it's an excellent workflow. I just set everything up and send it over here to the rack and have it processed. And you got vocals on this track right here. You got background keys and maybe a saxophone on that track. Since I'm still working on this, I'm not gonna play it all. Just give y'all a taste of the drums. Slide on down. So this will be without processing. You hear how flat it is? So that's without going out. That's with going out. And you can PFL that too also. So you can see where you are. Nice cymbal ride. Just gonna unchain from that. Yeah, guys, so that's just a little brief tutorial to show y'all guys how I actually set this whole station up for my hybrid mixing. And it's very efficient because things are being routed from left to right. And it's digital and analog happening all over. So it's like, it's pretty badass. And I'm pretty much happy with the overall workflow. And with the best microphones and the best pretty much software. My software is Reasons, of course. And that's all I've been using. I've been using Reasons since 3.0. And I'm still using Reason. And let's bring that last session back up. So this will be mastered next. So if you want to have this routed out to the DBX 1066, that same device, and this is playing left and right. This is A, this is B on the actual unit. Now listen to the volume increase. It's a big difference, ain't it? Totally badass. And 32 channels of digital and analog. This is a hybrid console, by the way. And this is my ultimate go-to console. I have a lot of consoles, but this is my go-to because it's quiet, it's efficient, it's fast. I mean, I can't say no more about it. I mean, it's just the baddest console ever that I kind of want to have. And plus, it has tons of routing options, which is for me a plus because I'm always adding different things. So guys, click that like button and subscribe if you like what I do, and thank y'all guys for all y'all support that y'all been giving me on my channel. And this is my up-to-date studio tour for 2023, showing y'all guys how I got everything all pretty much set up. I apologize about the lighting, but I added so much lighting inside here. It's just like, it's totally badass. So I finally got all the installation up and running, and my posters up. So I'm pretty much pleased as to all. I think I got everything working out pretty good. Like I said, I've finally gotten used to my subwoofer being relocated over in this section. And like I said, it's isolated from the floor. And I have a bass trap at the bottom too, also, well, at the top too, also. So when the bass pushes, even though it vents from the front, sometimes energy stores around that. So I had that for soundproofing balance, because you're not trying to kill it, you're just trying to control it. And it sounds pretty good because I can hear it staying right in my listening zone of where I'm at. And also my chair is by Serter Executive High Back. Nectar P6, one of my baddest controllers. Check out my review that I have on it. Thank y'all guys for all y'all reviews for giving me on this particular controller. I did put out my 15s. I do use those as stage monitors. What I do is I lay it down and I set up a rig and ready to go. The other one's over there holding up the gigantic rack. And this Nectar P6 is sitting on a on stage stand, heavy duty stand, keyboard stand. Like I said, I'm just pleased how everything pretty much worked out. Everything kind of like, it's like pretty much badass. Excellent studio tour and setup. I'm pretty pleased by it. I will be getting another interface too, also by Antelope Audio. I want to get the 32 so that way I can max this console out and have it all 32. So what I'm going to have to do is buy a couple more of those snakes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this just for the 8-channel out, and I'm going to use DB25 connectors and go out 2 sets of DB25s back into the interface. So that'll be all my 32s. And what I did is that since this let me go over to it. This is the Antelope Audio Zingo. Since it only has 2 channels out, I routed this whole entire console into those 2 channels right there. So I still have 32 channels going out into a 2-channel mic preamp interface. So that's how I was able to get away with everything. And the only thing about that is you have to pretty much be on cue, because you can't go back and undo anything, because once you set it up, you pretty much have it balanced going back out. And that's how they used to mix back in the days, where they had to do everything right, or get as close as they wanted as in the mix, and then send it out to the devices. Well, add the devices in and then send it out to the 2-track. And sometimes it was a good mix, and sometimes it was a bad mix. So I just like doing things that way, especially when you're kind of limited on ins and outs. So yeah, so that one little 2-channel interface is going out. That whole entire console is going into the microphone input, but a line level input of that interface. So that means anything that comes into the console goes into the interface, out of the interface, back into Reasons. So this is the center view from left to right. Working on the track in the background too also. I just want to give y'all guys a little studio tour how I got everything all set up. My new 2023 hybrid analog and digital workflow. Don't forget guys, click that like button and subscribe, and let me know that I'm doing pretty much my job right. And y'all like what y'all like what I do. Feel free to leave me a comment. Like I said, this track is going on right now. This is what I'm going to have. I'm working on another EP, Dark Melodies, for this year's EP. So I started this year off already making tracks for this new EP, even though I was recording the whole entire time. But so far, 2 tracks are done for 2023. My goal was to New Year's night to make a track, but I just went ahead and got messed up. I was like, I don't really feel like doing anything. I'll just wait till after New Year's and then come back and make some tracks. So I got everything all worked out. I got 3 windows up, and everything looks all pretty good. So right now I got the sequencer window up so I can watch the bars, and I'll go ahead and start laying down the keys, and then I'll import some VCA bus compression. And if I need any guitar effects, I'll plug in the guitar here, send the vocals in here into the digital, and then spit them back into analog to proof check, because I check them on 2 different types of monitors. Most of the time I'm pretty much accurate, so I'll just have it right here. So I have the best of multi-track, digital, and analog. So thank y'all guys for checking me out. This will be my studio tour for 2023, like I said, and thank y'all guys for checking me out and liking what I do. And y'all guys have a safe and happy recording time in your workspace. And I know some of y'all guys are really into trying to get the new year started off right by just doing some recordings. Just take your time, guys, and just don't be in a session where you think you have to pretty much do everything, because the gear is expensive and all that kind of good stuff. I mean, just take your time, guys. Like I said, for me, it took several years to collect everything. Plus, stuff I used to have is not working anymore, so of course, because it's outdated, so I just opted for new gear. So I decided to start a new studio with all hybrid stuff, and it worked out pretty good, because like right now my console is 2 years old, my controller's a year and a half old, my preamps are a year and a half old, and they're still working like next to nothing. My Argosy rack is still good, and my Argosy stands are still good. Everything is pretty much badass. So I just wanted to thank y'all guys for checking me out and liking what I do, like I said. And I see y'all in the next video. And as always, happy recording, guys. Peace.